Okay, I think we can start now. Hi everyone, again, TJ here. You can call me QJ. I'm the host for tonight. Unfortunately, I don't know what's wrong with my camera. You can't see my voice, but you can hear you can't see my face, but you can hear my voice. So, today we have, two, speakers. So anyway, this event is enabled by Meta. And also, today we have two speakers. So we have our first speaker, Chu, and also the second speaker, Gong Hee. So the second speaker, Gong Hee, is caught up with some meeting and he will come later. So uh, and next the next session we have Leroy and also Amber to share. So it's on the 10th of December. So keep yourself free. And this is the third last mentor sharing sessions. So yeah, without further ado, I'll pass the mic to to share.
All right. Yeah, very nice to meet you, everyone, and thanks for the introduction. Yeah, I'm Cho, and I will share the first session of today. Yeah, I'm a product manager with 8 years of experience, and I am also a learner in AI agent. So I want to share a bit on the Voice AI agent project that I have done before. So now I'm going to screen share. It's a YouTube video. So if you cannot hear or anything, please feel free to.
Your AI job interview coach. Getting started is simple. Just sign in and click Interview Coach. Enter your target role, company, job description, and upload your CV. That's it. Mara has everything she needs to personalize your session. Now watch as Mara asks you real interview questions, guides you through your responses, and gives you instant feedback on your answers. It's like having a professional job interview coach available.
Hey, yeah. How do you guys think of voice agent? Like, have you um explored this side of it before? So yes. So when we talk about voice AI agent, I think the difference of the previous traditional version is that voice AI agent become more conservative, conversational, and it's actually touched on emotions and opinions of humans. When we use AI agents in LM and so it's mostly typing that we started with, but Wise AI agent become one step farther ahead into more human-like, which is what it attract my attention. So Wise is more than just UI. It's about interaction and humans. When we talk to an agent, we have opinion on that agent. We have emotion touch on it. And it gives actually more of a persona and empathy to really closest form of what human can look alike. So I actually started to interested more on building Wise AI agent around June. So I'm also still early in the journey, and this session is mostly just to sharing my journey. And this is agenda that I will cover. First, I will talk about the persona of the AI agent. Second, conversation flow, and third is backend integration, how we want to train and fine tune the model. So the AI agent, the LM agent, let's say, it has the environment. In the case that I showed you earlier, it was actually job interview coach, and it has an environment of training in the job session, like interview setting. And there are decisions that we train for, like for example, if this role is entry level or senior level, etc. So some of these decision makings that I have included in the training, and I asked them to also have output as tasks. To give you a little bit of background about this project, so what happened is earlier this year, I was actually looking for a job, and I spent so much time to prepare for resume builder and interview preparation. So while I was preparing, I used multiple products, and I just realized that there's a need for this. Like, I was using multiple products, and it has own pros and cons about it. Like, for example, Google one is very generic, and the super interview one is too much of questions but not really feedback. So by gathering my own experience, I started to build this side project with the API, that party API that I can search for. So that was how I have started to build. And so to deep dive into it as an example, right? I use 11 Lab as an API to really customize the voice, and I try to make it as human as possible. To give you an example, this is how I have trained. Like, so when you go to the 11 Lab and I actually create this AI agent, I wrote this system prompt, how I want to give, with the example, and also how I want the AI agent to approach with questions, and how the coach should have example, etc. And also in this case, I give a little standardized template of how the first message should start. And of course, you can be also creative about what kind of personality, what kind of voice. In this case, I gave very standard neutral one. But of course, the more standard, the more neutral that we try, the more robotic that will sound as well. So let's say if I'm doing an AI agent for children storytelling, maybe I will do a bit more warm and empathetic. So you can customize on this, and also workflow and knowledge base, that there are different tools that 11 Lab is evolving. Actually, not just 11 Lab, like later I will share more tools about it, that these tools are also evolving and have more features day by day. Anyway, going back to our agenda, yeah, so conversation flow is important, as you mentioned. Like, as I mentioned, I try to maintain the as human conversation as it can be, to have the flow. I actually share the script like a director for each steps of the interview preparation. And then the third one is um the most time consuming one, because when we talk about AI agents, we are not just only doing simple chatbots. We are actually try to teach that these are multiple steps, and then from the input, we have trained the AI agents, but as output, we want the agents to actually give the script, and the script will be stored somewhere, and the script has to be analyzed and then give the feedback right away. So it requires much more extract, store, analyze, and deliver. And then the feedback, I actually do both. The coach will give the feedback, verbal feedback, and also not physical, like digital document, that it will shows on the UI as well. So it requires information back and forth, that I need to make sure that there's no hiccup between, and also there's no awkward pause that doesn't look like human. It should look like a human interview coach that give seamless feedback to the candidates. So that was where I was taking a lot of time to really train. And one of the key decision, of course, there are multiple decisions that I train on the AI agents. And one of the key decision is that, for example, the work process is that the candidates need to upload the CV first, and then target roles and target company. So the LM will analyze and prepare personalized questions for the candidates, and that requires some time. So in the robotic way, I don't want it to be just like drop dead silence and just stare to the screen. I don't want candidates to feel this way. So I train the AI agent to say that thanks for uploading. This will take some time to prepare for the questions, this, that. So to make it more thoughtful and intentional. This is more on the technical side of it that I try to explore. So there are multiple ways when we work on the architect. There is speech to text, convert the user voice into text. And actually, for example, Flow is one of the product or tools that command the AI to create the text automation. And layer two is more like analyzing. So after the transcript has been created in the 11 lab, I feed the transcript into the Superbase, and from Superbase, the LM from the main website pull the data and analyze again to give the feedback on the UI. So that's where the analyze going on. And then the third is text to speech. 11 labs also can be used. Other products like Hume AI to convert agent response back to the normal voice. So these are other tools that I have check it out. I mean, I haven't used all of them, but I just check. For example, Hume is also a cheap, affordable one, just like 11 Lab. 11 Lab, the reasons why I was using was I joined their hackathon and get free credits, so that's why I was still keep using. There are also other Google one. Google one, I have heard that their stack has full STD and TTS. So that one has been also used by some of the customer support AI agents. That can we check it out. So I really believe that future of AI is conversational agents and more on the side of like utility, like different utilities that it can be for the usage with baby tech, customer support. Right now, like when we talk about voice AI agent, we were talking about Alexa, but I really believe that there are much more use cases that it can have. And only output or only input will not work. It definitely needs information back and flow. So information exchange is where it can make a difference. And also relations, right? So even for the interview coach, my plan is to have the user data to store in the Superbase, and then the AI agents to keep on calling for this data and relate for another session of the interview sessions. But I haven't really developed it end to end yet. But I do believe that building relations and keeping the data in one place to keep on continue will be helpful. And yes, I believe that most of the audience will be product managers and engineers or developers who are interested in AI. So um, I want you guys to be excited about Wise Agent to solve the problems, and happy to collaborate on how we can work together and explore more use cases. Yep, that's about it.
Thank you so much, True. I'm so sorry. I still cannot fix my camera issues.
Okay,
Yeah.
no worries.
So I think moving forward we will give like Gong Hee the next mentor who will be sharing. So he's just joined us like I think 5 minutes 5 minutes back. Yeah. So yeah, Gong Hee, can I pass the mic to you?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't you can't see me because my camera got some issues.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Um, okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. Pass the mic to
Okay.
you.
Thank you for the event today. I'm Gong He, co-founder of Dance, and our core product is for the deaf community, and our vision is to make sign language available everywhere. And feel free to let me know if you have any questions during my presentation. You can send it to the chat, or you can put your hands virtually. So the reason why we focus on the sign language translation because we saw the underserved need for global deaf community. Over the world, there are more than 70 million deaf people are facing information and communication barriers in daily services. For example, at MRT station, maybe you as a hearing people, you can hear the audio announcement, but for our deaf friends, they cannot hear the audio announcement. Also, like events, like today's online events, if we don't have a sign language interpreter, our deaf friends cannot attend and access the content independently. Because sign language is the first language for the deaf community, and the spoken language are often their second languages. Usually they need sign language interpreters to help them. However, interpretation services are usually costly and are not available in daily life. Subtitle website text and captions are not fully accessible for the deaf people because it's their second language. In this case, we developed our sign language large language model to translate from spoken language into sign language videos. And for English input, we can just input English text, and then our grammar model will convert it into sign language grammar. And after that, with our side dictionary, we can generate sign language videos and performed by a digital human. And we can also support different spoken language input, and we also support different sign language outputs because sign language is not universal. Different country have its own sign language. And now we support like Singapore Sign Language, Chinese Sign Language, and American Sign Language. And we provide 3 different turnkey products based on our sign language large language model for both digital and physical use cases. It can be a website platform. You just need to submit text content to our website. And then our product, SideGen, can automatically generate sign language videos. And after that, you can integrate it into, for example, your videos or other materials. In this case, all these materials can be accessible for our deaf friends because now you have a sign language subtitle for them. And also we can provide a sign language translation plugin. It can be integrated with your website, your software, or a chatbot. For a chatbot, we can translate the text responses into sign language. For a website, we can translate the selected text into sign language in real time. And the last one is Sylvia. It's the on-site sign language translation services, and you can find it at Chinatown MRT station now. For Sylvia, it's mainly to translate sign language, translate from spoken language to sign language, and support different on-site situations. It can be at a public transportation hub, or it can be deployed at some classrooms to enhance accessibility for the training programs and also different lessons. To ensure the sign language translation quality, we work with deaf people and the Singapore Association for the Deaf to film sign language data and develop our Singapore Sign Language product. So these are some pictures, and these pictures are about our data collection sessions and some user testing sessions. And moreover, we are working with different training providers to enhance education and training accessibility. So we use the training materials and generate sign language videos as a special caption. And after that, it can be integrated into different training materials. The users, like the instructors, can manage the uploaded text, those course materials, those text-based documents. And then after we complete the generation process, the instructors or the users can manage the generated sign language videos. And all the data will be saved under his or her account. With this solution, we can work together with different instructors to make education and training resources more accessible for deaf students. And also, like when we integrate Site Copilot into Journey to the West, the chat book at the Pongo Library, we enhance the accessibility for the deaf and hard of hearing students and also the learners. So it can translate the long responses into Singapore Sign Language in 3 seconds. In this use case, we provide a SDK package for its integration with the web-based chatbot. It can be used at different websites or different chatbots as well. The main function of this product is to provide accessible service at the library, and it can be expanded to different public venues and benefit thousands of Singapore deaf learners or deaf people. And also, we have a paid project with SBI Transit, and we deployed our solution with our partner, SBI Transit, at Chinatown MRT station. And Sylvia, this product can translate the audio announcement into sign language announcement in real time, and also answer passenger inquiries in sign language and English. So with our solution, we can benefit not only the hard of hearing people, and also the hearing people. So when they are traveling, for deaf people, they can access the announcement and receive different passenger inquiries in their first language. And for hearing people, for hearing commuters, they can also receive some feedback, receive the in-time answers about the commuter inquiries. And also our product empowers not only the Singapore residents, and also we empowers global deaf commuters. And for example, we have during our trial period, Indian an Indian tourist come to pass by our booth, pass by our kiosk, and she seems heartened because she thinks Singapore is putting in effort to make public transportation even more inclusive. And in the future, we will also have different kinds of hyper-realistic digital avatar for different countries. And you may saw this digital avatar in some use cases like public transportation, education, training, or other public venues in Singapore as well. And we offer three different packages for our customers and partners to onboard our solution. For SideGen, it's a website platform. So just need to sign up an account on our website, and then you can upload text content and generate the sign language videos. For Site Copilot, it's a SDK package for the NUIT team, or you can use the SDK package to integrate into the website or a software. And also, we will offer a browser extension to help more users to integrate our sign language translation feature into their websites and make the digital information more accessible for them. As for Sylvia, it can be put at MRT station, and we provide customized on-site deployment at different public places. It can be an event, or it can be a classroom. And if you are interested in trying our solution, you can scan our QR code, and you can try our solution on our website, or you can email me, and I can add you to our waitlist. And in the future, you can try our SideGen or SideCopilot, these two products. And for Sylvia, you can go to Chinatown MRT station to interact with Sylvia and learn how it works. Or if you live around the Punggol area, feel free to go to Punggol Library to try our SideCopilot that has been included with the Journey to the West, the chat book. Okay, now I will leave it to the Q&A session. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gong. I'm so sorry to pronounce your name wrongly. Yeah, so yeah, true. Also, I think I have a question for both like speakers, right? Because in a way, both are trying out like using AI for communications, but in a very different way. One is voice AI, one is like using I think SG's like sign language, right? SGSL, right? And ASL. Yeah, I think that's a few difference. So I think what's the main challenge like when you all started out like trying out like voice AI and also like using camera to using AI to actually recognize the sign language and stuff. Yeah, because it's more for conversational and communications. Yeah.
Yes, I can start because I am so Nectar Studio come out as a passion project for the women in product community that I was building.
Mm.
So I did not I don't even right now like I don't actually have developers or engineers resources. I was actually building all this with AI assisted coding. Like I built with Lovable and Casa. So my challenge was to have was resources, right? I have to search new technologies my own. I have to build everything by my own, and I also try to acquire user by my own. So it's more about time
Mm.
and resources that I have and deliver it with what I have.
What about Gong He? Yeah.
For me, I think the key challenge is for sign language itself, because for sign language, it's an independent language, which means
Mm.
sign language has its own vocabulary, has its own grammar. But for hearing people, most of the time, like for me, I can only learn one sign language when I develop this product. However,
Mm.
it's not easy to learn all the linguistic components in a short time. And for Singapore Sign Language, still don't have a national official sign language database. So we need to spend a longer time to clean all the linguistic stuff and to have a comprehensive database for sign language for our model training and also for the sign language vocabulary. We need to spend a longer time to figure out which signs we should include in our database. So these issues about sign language itself are the main challenges for us when we develop product
Mm.
for sign language.
Yeah, I think it's a bit choppy just now when you trying to finish your last sentence. Oh, can you hear us? Yeah. Okay, I think we lost a bit of it. Yeah. But I think I also have
Okay.
the next questions.
So the
Yeah,
last
yeah, sorry.
sentence is
Yeah.
I can hear me. Mm. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So just now I say I met some challenges about sign language linguistic. So we need to spend a longer time to figure out all the issues we face about sign language linguistic. Yeah, so these
Mm.
are the main challenges for finger dance.
Yeah. Because based on what my understanding, like 11 labs, they have training data from like all the voices, like, so
Mm.
they already have database. But for sign language, right, because like based on what Gong have shared, different country have different sign language. And some of it, like, for example, SG, SL, right, they don't really have a full database for it. So you still need to like do a lot of research on that. So I think especially in like inclusive and like communication part, right? I think that's a big challenge like for both sides, because at the end of the day, even using AI for like sort of like for communication, like for 11 labs, you don't know whether they can actually even like somehow maybe pronunciation, it will be very different, and they need to also like to understand. So I think it's even harder for sign language, because like to recognize the like sort of like the motions and also the like what are you trying to interpret, it's going to be very different also. Yeah. So I think also my next question is like, what do you see, like for example, since now we're talking about sign language and we also talk about like 11 company like 11 labs, how do y'all both of y'all see like these two technology comes together and create another, maybe another way of communications and stuff? Yeah.
Mm. Maybe I can start first. Now my
Yeah.
connection is quite stable. Yeah. Okay, so I think for me, for sign language, the key use case is to bridge the underserved need. So, for example,
Mm.
today I'm overseas, and my hotel do have two staff. At the lobby, they are deaf people and they use sign language to communicate. But if you don't interact with them, you don't know they need sign language, and you cannot tell they are deaf people. So for us, what our vision is to make sign language everywhere, make sign language available in daily services. So it will help. We want to use our solution to help and benefit more deaf people in daily lives with their first language, sign language.
Um, yeah, so to answer this, I haven't really thought specifically for sign language, but I thought about body cues and other like um yeah other emotional display during the call, so which was actually video agent, which is HeyGen. So I explore HeyGen a bit to scan what like what the person is showing on the face during the interview to give feedback and to really train the professional display of the candidates. But at the same time, video agents are actually costly. So I want to have a balance of being practical and affordable to the candidates that are planning to pay for the service. But at the same time, I'm excited for video agents, which we can train on what are the type of body cues for specific feedback. Yeah, and another thing that I want to see more on the agents is that um, when they are conversation flow, right? When the user is given some output that some input that the agent doesn't really understand with the conversation flow, it's supposed to be keep going rather than just a robotic ones like drop dead silence. So I'm excited for these AI agents to becoming more and more human alike.
Thanks for the answer, like for both of you. Anyone have any questions? Like, you can unmute yourself, or you can ask if you're too shy, can ask inside the chat also. Yeah. Nope. No questions? Okay. I mean, like maybe I will ask like if after today's session, like what is the key takeaway that for both speakers that you want to give to all these mentee that might be exploring? Sorry, there's a question. So do you feel that the newer model have any enhanced capabilities to your use case? I think for both of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely, because when there's a new model and we will test the capability, and we will also compare different models when there's a new update. So for example, when we do the sign language translation, we will also use some large language model capability, and we will also compare which foundational model is more suitable for our use case. Yeah, and then we will continue to do additional training, but we will also use the latest version model to accelerate our product iteration.
Yes, definitely. I have tested around. For example, when GPT-5 was released, and when I asked GPT-5 to give feedback on the transcript, like candidate transcripts, and compare to other GPT, other models, it gave a little more technical side of it, while GPT-4 is a bit more empathetic tone. So, but I'm still learning. I'm still on the learning journey of evaluating different models.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think after this question, like what's the key takeaway that you want every mentee, like if they want to try out like, voice model or like any like video model and stuff, like what is the key takeaway you want the like this session to after this session to their takeaways? Beside cost, beside the costing. I think
Okay.
always like people are worried about the cost. Yeah.
Uh, so first for the cost, I think if you just want to do some trial, you can apply for some small credits from the like different cloud service provider. Like Google, I remember they offer around 2,000 free credits for uh, first for individual developers. As for product development, if you use large language model or other AI technology and you want to build an application for a very special industry, I believe that you had better to check whether you have the data in the sector you want to focus on. And also had maybe must or at least need to have a very short iteration period. So for example, if build an application that use some existing large language model, maybe you need to ensure your update can be completed within one at least 2 weeks, had better 1 week, and then you can keep iteration until you find a good direction. And if you realize that okay, the current direction is not good, it's not suitable for us, and must to make a decision and see whether you should change to another direction, or you have to pivot have a big pivot, yeah, or you just need to change some features. And at the same time, when develop some products, maybe in the next 1 to 2 weeks, you just need to focus one or two most important feature your users really care, and then figure it out and keep launch. Do launch maybe every 2 weeks for the new features, and to keep gathering feedback from the users. And uh, do make on the real users' feedback. Okay, that's uh,
So, True, what about you?
Yes. Well, I can answer from the non-technical person. Since I come from not developer background, I feel that these AI assisted code give me a leverage to start learning and testing these tools. That's where I started my journey. And yes, it as you mentioned, it costs some amount to actually start testing, but compared to hiring a developer and actually running the business with these technical resources, the tools they are the AI assisted coding tools and no code low code tools are still cheaper than actual hiring resources. So I could really like leverage on that and build new projects on my own. Um, Take away as in, I mean, but I still believe that with all these new learning resources like deep learning, Coursera is still accessible and still affordable resources. So definitely keep leverage on that. And yeah, I learned a lot from more on the more on these kind of resources and from joining webinars and joining different social events. So yes, I would say like just use all these resources to start your journey. And I'm sure those who are joining this session are already studying this. So just keep on learning.
Oh, I think, yeah, I think that's the end of the session for tonight. And thanks, like, Shu, and thanks, Gong He for, like, calling in, like, to share. Yeah, I Gong He is actually overseas. And yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so sorry that I couldn't, like, on my camera. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah. And yeah, I'll see y'all at the next sessions. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye bye.
yeah. Thank you. See you.
Bye.